Voters head to the polls tomorrow to vote in this year's Pennsylvania primary. Several municipalities will be casting votes for mayor, city council, and school board candidates. And one of the races that a lot of people are talking about is the one that will decide who will represent the Democratic Party in the race for Pittsburgh's mayor in November. Will it be incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey or will it be Corey O'Connor? Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Kim Gable.
I'm Ken Rice. It is the most hotly contested Pittsburgh mayor's race in memory. More money has been spent on tomorrow's Democratic primary than any before. What does Mayor Ed Gainey need to do to be nominated for a second term? What does Corey O'Connor need to do to unseat him? Here's KDKA lead investigator Andy Sheehan with where things stand on this primary election eve.
We will work hard.
4 years ago, Ed Gainey ran as a progressive outsider, becoming the first black mayor in city history, promising to make Pittsburgh a city for all. Now he is the incumbent and must run on whether he's delivered that promise, though much of his focus has been on Donald Trump and drumming up his progressive base.
Still running as an outsider, as someone who's challenging the system or the status quo, but now he's been in office, and can he pull that off?
In the 2021 primary, Gainey bested incumbent Bill Peduto with an historic turnout in the black neighborhoods of Homewood, Lincoln-Leamington, and the Hill District, as well as strong support from younger white progressive voters in neighborhoods like Lawrenceville, Highland Park, Bloomfield, and Garfield. To win tomorrow, political consultant Mike Butler says Gainey will need to increase that turnout.
Doing all he can to get the progressive base up as much as he can. He really needs to win with that core constituency.
On the other side, Corey O'Connor needs to win those who voted for Peduto, who tend to be older, white, and dissatisfied with Gainey's performance in office on issues like crime and delivery of city services. Peduto commandingly claimed the voters south of the rivers in Brookline, Beachview, and the West End. O'Connor is expected to do the same, but also benefits from former police officer Tony Moreno's decision to run this time as a Republican and not in the Democratic primary. Last time, Moreno got most of the votes in Lincoln Place and Hayes, and Butler says those votes should fall to O'Connor.
Corey will be very strong south of the river. If Mayor Gainey is going to pull this off, he's going to need to overperform there. I don't know if that's possible.
And live here with Andy now, and you've shown how each candidate has their base, their distinct areas of support. But if those, sort of cancel each other out tomorrow, what could end up making the difference?
Well, it could very well come down to the 14th ward. That's that green block that you see there. That's the biggest voting group in the city. It has Squirrel Hill, Point Breeze, Greenfield. Last time it went to Bill Peduto, represented in green, but only by a small margin. And Corey O'Connor grew up there. He represented them on council. His family has deep ties. If he increases that margin, that could salt away this election.
You look at the 21 race for mayor, you look at congressional races, the county executive race, it's the progressive wing of the Democratic Party that's had the momentum the last few years. Does it appear that that is going to be the case this time?
Well, we don't know. We don't know whether they have the votes or not, but elections come down to turnout and getting people to the polls. And this is a very formidable organization of grassroots organizations. They elected Gainey, they elected Summer Lee twice, they elected Sarah Innamorato. So they know their voters, they know how to get them out. If they can turn out in big numbers, they could challenge.
We'll be watching closely tomorrow. Andy, thank you. And if you plan on voting tomorrow, polls open at 7 in the morning and close at 8 p.m. If you're voting by mail, county election offices have to have your completed ballot by 8 tomorrow night. As of today, more than 69,000 ballots have been returned in Allegheny County. Again, this is a primary election, so you'll be voting to nominate candidates to run in the fall.